1964 Volkswagen Beetle. She's in here from another shop. I am going to get stuck. It's in here from another shop from getting service done. Apparently, they had brakes done and a clutch job, and well, weirdly enough, it's in here for a brake job and a clutch job, which isn't surprising. Also, there's a shutter upon takeoff, runnability, drivability issue. So I don't know if you just heard that. So we're gonna go in, get this thing on the rack, and see what's going on. The clutch drivability issue, I'm already assuming, just on that shutter, we have one of two things. We have a, oh yeah, she's trying to creep right now. Feeling that transmission issue is what's going on right now. In neutral wants to lurch forward. Shouldn't do that, obviously. What's going on is, I'm assuming it's either low on fluid, has really bad syrupy fluid, or transmission, you know, worst case scenario is just shot. What happens is you have your input, it's constantly spinning, whether your clutch is engaged or not. But, well, it's disengaged if your clutch is engaged. Disengaged. If your pedal's down, that shaft stops, in theory. But in neutral, you should not have any power applied to the drive wheels, hence neutral. By it trying to inch forward in neutral, out of gear obviously, that's telling me that either low fluid, actually fluid's not really the issue, it's not an automatic. It's more or less you're having sticking or galling on the shafts, and trying to stick and make a false neutral. That false neutral would still be neutral in motorcycle land. It's trying to give you a gear that doesn't exist or wouldn't necessarily exist. So I think just feeling that first course of action is we'll get this thing in the air, dump the fluid or whatever fluid's in there, refill it, get her on a hot cycle or a heat cycle, get it all squish around in there, sludging, and see if that solves it. Because like I said, the customer said it's a drivability issue or a shutter. I did feel the shutter pulling in, but with that said, it doesn't, I don't think it's clutch related yet, depending how long the shutter's been there. Because like I said, it said he said he had a clutch done in this car. Unless it hot spotted or warped the flywheel or pressure plate or something's not seated right, that's why you get a new shutter in a new clutch. I think it might, honestly, I think it's fighting the shafts. That makes sense as of current with what I know is done to this car. So with that said, we'll dump the fluid, put new fluid in there, get a hot heat cycle on it, and see if that solves, hopefully, that, and possibly take care of the shutter as well. I mean, that would be ideal. I mean, that'd be great. What else? Oh, and the brakes. The brakes have also been serviced by apparently the same shop, and the car stops, but the pedal goes, I'd say, it's not quite to the floor or the firewall, the bulkhead, but she's close. So we'll address that. Seems like they don't know how to or didn't bother adjusting the drum brakes after they got seated. So we'll pop all that open. But stay tuned. Let's get this trans swap first, because the drivability issue to me is more important than the brakes. The brakes just seemed like a simple adjustment. Again, apparently all this has been done before, so, you know, we're just going to do it again. Blows my mind with some shops nowadays. But all right, enough bashing on people. Let's get you in.
Alright, I don't know how well you can see under here, but she's soupy. I mean, for being serviced or getting a clutch job and no attention paid to this, let's see what comes out of here. My expectations are not the highest, but we'll find out. I've been pleasantly shocked before. Also, custom. Beep beep. Well, she has fluid. And you can't see that, but it's red. I don't know if that's going to pick up on camera, but that is that's ATF. There's some gear lube coming out now. Huh. Glad I caught that on camera. Hopefully the color shows. Still draining, but ATF, automatic transmission fluid. These things are crash boxes. They got a manual, click, 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 you know, clutch and all, hence shutter and clutching. They should not have ATF in them. What, 85, 90, 75? Gear oil. Any kind of gear oil is better than ATF. I'm actually surprised right now at what is getting drained out of here. Wasn't expecting that one. But we'll top it off with the right fluid. Probably twice. You know, run it around, see if it loosens up or fixes stuff. Basically fill up. This is a swing axle car, so there is fluid in these axle tubes. So we'll fill it up with the correct fluid, drive it around, get it sloshing, dump it again. And mind you, this car is cold. That should not have, I mean, I'm actually enamored right now with how, just wow. But let's get to filling and see what happens. blown away right now. Want to show you this as well. Got the plug in. I don't know if I showed that, but again, this car went in for brakes, and that's all wet. Right now, it's I'm curious if it's brake fluid from a leaky wheel cylinder, because they don't look like they've been replaced. Like, yeah, I mean, you can't see up there, no light. Or if it's, you know, pissing out the axle tube, which is here. Kind of puzzled. We'll pull the wheels, pull the drums, and find out. But yeah, for just coming out of service, you figure that would have been something notified about. Leaky axles or leaky wheel cylinders. It's doing the same. You can't see it over here, the light, but it's doing the same thing on this wheel too. But let's finish doing. Let me finish topping off this thing with the right fluid, and we'll pull the wheels off. I mean, like I said, it's in here for brakes as well, or lack thereof. So I'm kind of curious if we got bad wheel cylinders, or if they're contaminated drums right now from a leaky axle tube. Again, not really sure, but we'll find out. We'll dig into it. All right. Fill the fluid with actual gear lube. Right now, like I said, let me drop this thing down. We're gonna pull this wheel off, see why it's soupy on the backside. Whether it be a leaking wheel seal, or brake seal. Like I said, I'm kind of lost right now, because this thing has apparently just had a brake job done to it. That is a new cotter, so I mean, there's that, I guess. Ow. I'm happy I actually see a new cotter and not a reused one, because then I'd be questioning if there was even a brake job done to this car. The other things, like I said, that just don't add up, and we will be putting a new cotter in. We don't reuse them. Like I probably said it before, but they're cheap enough that you don't have to. Where the hell are my things? Give me a second, I'll be back. I gotta find my sockets. That is not it, because they are no longer living where they should be. I'll be back. All right, I'm back. Just had to get my sockets. Like I said, get these wheel nuts off. That is the wrong size. That is the right size impact. Excuse me, guys. We're gonna use my little gun and see how tight these actually are. Tight. That's actually a good sign. I'm usually not this critical when I do work, but finding out what I found out and seeing what I am seeing, just kind of curious. My own personal, curiosity. Your gun. Holy crap, how tight do those need to be? I get it, they need to be tight. I mean, I'm not saying that, but that is beyond excessive. It's the other side like that. That's like I said, pretty excessive on the torques. That's all. Forgot to hit record. It's in time lapse. I had those going. Ended up having to torch it off or heat it off. The other side, same way. Let me pull you around real quick, and hopefully, through the magic of the car being the same, the other side zip off. Give me a second. Come here. Do. Where you go? We'll put you there. But yeah, this lug's exactly the same. I mean, I don't know why I want to prove it to you guys, but I will. She ain't moving. So, Luno and Fuego. That's French for heat. Well, like I said, these are supposed to be torqued down, don't get me wrong. But that's just excessive. It's almost like the case of screw the next guy, I'm not going to work on it again. Yahtzee! A little warm. But yeah, it almost seems like, I'm not going to work on this again, so screw the next guy. We're going to have to drive in those drums. I was hoping to be able to slide them out with as loose as these brakes are. Seems like it would have worked. Yep. This drum's shot. But it looks like it's new, except incorrectly installed. By that I mean, I don't know if you'll be able to see it. See that lip sticking out? It should be flush all the way around. Looks like it has a new wheel cylinder in it. The springs are original. They have not been replaced, but the pads are newer. Contact looks all right. All right, let's see what we got going on the other side. Hopefully more of the same, but with the amount of leak that was on the back side of this, one of two things. One, they did replace the seals, which ideally is what, obviously you want them to do. Or two, they didn't replace the seals. Oh no. All right, hold on. I'll get you guys in here. This side's bad. This side's real bad. I'm going the wrong way. One thing I do have to say is recording everything real time, give or take real time, whatever. You guys see what I see. Holy shit. So not only you, but I can play this footage back to whoever, customer or what have you is, or are. This is an oil slinger, just in case your wheel seal does leak. It, lets it fling into the wheel instead of into the drum. But if you notice, that is wet as heck. That wheel seal has failed. Holy shoot. I'll get you in there, but that wheel seal has failed. It's not flinging where it needs to fling. The inside of the drum is soaked as well. I don't know if you'll be able to see that, but the whole inside of that drum is soaked. And not to mention, let me reposition a bit. Not to mention, like I said, this car came in, or apparently had a brake job done, so on and so forth. Again, I'll tell you before I show you, I do see shoes. I see what appears to be a new wheel cylinder. Stuff's clean, same old hardware on it. But now mind you, it's been in a shop, been done. It's soaked with oil. The entire thing is just soaked. It's dripping. That seal is blown. Why wouldn't you replace it? Did you forget? Did you do it? Did you do it wrong? Did you let a car go out wrong? I mean, the brand new pads are shot. There's no fixing it. I mean, that's, I don't know if you can see that, but that's just, it's just, here, hold on. Dryish glove. That's just, it's bad. So, needs a wheel seal. I don't think I have any in stock, which sucks. New rear shoes for this side, clean everything out. This is just horrible. And the seal's not even in all the way anyway. I'm curious if they, I'm not going to do it right now, but I'm curious if they put in, there's an O-ring that's supposed to be here, if they even bothered putting that O-ring in or if it failed. Because that would cause it to weep through the splines because it's not making the correct seal. Blown away. Shouldn't be at this point, but we are. All right, well, at least trans is good now, at least fluid. I'm gonna lower this thing down, fire it up, let it run, see if it fixes somewhat of an issue by getting ATF out of it. Hopefully it does, but let's see what happens. We'll get it warm, like I said. It's gonna need to be driven. I can't believe it was let go with this. But let's continue doing what I was planning on doing. This is just obviously it's maintenance, and this is what happens. It comes up afterwards. But let's lower this car down. I pulled that already. We'll lower this car down and fire it up, get it through a heat cycle, and hopefully, crap, I don't even have wide fives. Get it through a heat cycle and see if that frees up the trans. Here's hoping. Bark, bark, I know. Damn. At least it starts. In the back, it's been a few days. We're still working on this car, obviously, because it's the same video. iSmart. Anywho, lost a fight with a razor. Yeah, this is now my face now. We got our axle seals in. We're gonna slam them in. We'll drag in here, pop them in. Also, we got the rear brake shoes. Sucks that they're getting replaced because they're brand new, like I stated. But you know what? They're contaminated. They're ruined. You guys seen it. You have to replace them. There's no fixing them. So let's drag in and show you some wheel seal replacements, axle seal replacements, the things that propel the wheel replacements, seals. All right, cool. All right, so what we got right now is we're gonna pull this out, which is the carrier holder plate. Put in a new seal kit in this so it will stop the leaks, which is not what you want for brakes. You do not want more lube on your braking system. Good news, this doesn't smell like ATF now. And it's not draining like ATF, which is all good things. I wonder why. Weird. Stay there. Let me get a thing. And maybe a bucket. I'm hoping these tubes aren't that filled because the car hasn't been back on the ground, so I'm hoping it's not gonna, dump a ridiculous amount of fluid out of this thing. Come out. What? There we go. And I lied. God, I don't know if you can see that on color-wise. but that still isn't the greatest. I don't know if you can, yeah, you probably can't tell in here or color wise, but it's not. I mean, it's better than what it was. But yeah, that's just milky and junky. So, also, spring, if you can see, is popped out. That's the reason this thing wasn't sealing, because it wasn't installed right. You can see the, it's not round either. So I'd say she was a little cooked. I don't care really how much is draining out of this thing because, like I said, it's getting replaced. Where is some carb cleaner? You know, brake clean in any shop, most valuable commodity. As soon as you get it, you lose it. As soon as you put it down, you lose it. As soon as you find some, someone else will find it for you, and you lose it. Let's hose this thing out. We'll do a thorough clean on this in a second. But try to get that off. That looks like it's going to be fun. See if I get my handy dandy vice grips. All right, I'm back. Got this spring off. I had to put a little heat on it, you know, around there. And the only reason, that is warm, only reason I pulled this thing, I don't know if you can tell in here, there is a chamfer in here. There's an O-ring that sits back there. And I was curious, like I said, as much as this thing's been leaking, the condition of it. Well, yeah, I did apply heat, you know, obviously. But, I don't know if you guys can see that. That's all material. That thing's been squished pretty good. And when I was actually torching it off, when I was actually torching this off, it I could smell rubber, or at least, I mean, yeah, smell it, but I mean that's all rubber. But you're gonna smell, obviously, to a certain extent. Just because I knew it was back here. But this seal is shot. Looks like it got stuck. Looks like everything's seized, if you will. And just ended up destroying that seal. That in combination with the bad gasket is what led to this. Again, don't know if the previous shop maintenance this or did any work on this, but it should have been something that got caught. And like I said, we're gonna be re-putting in new new oil anyway, so I mean it's fine. But what I am gonna do, because that is fresh fluid coming out, I'm gonna rotate the shaft a couple times because I just hosed it, you know, lack of better terms, with a solvent. That is fresh fluid coming out of this thing. It stopped draining that weird red milky color, so I'm gonna roll these bearings around in this stuff, and also whatever's in there, hopefully that'll clean it, clear it out more betterly. But let's start getting this thing together. I don't know if I showed, or if I put that back on. Boop. Little ring. Little ring. Thank you. Wait, you want to start slowing down now? Gently slide that thing on. You don't want to cut it. It'll just roll on. But put that on. Excuse me. That looks good. Rolling oil on that. This thing. It's not that hot. Oh, I lied. It's warm. We're gonna let that cool a little bit. I don't want to put that. I don't want to set it when it's completely hot. Take a chance of melting it. It's not super high temp rubber. So that is warm. Right. Do the fast thing. Brake clean, by the way. Amazing. Gotta clean it anyway, but amazing for cooling parts off, especially if you just got them hot. I'm happy that reminded me that it was hot. I didn't clean the damn thing. So, cleaned, cool, installed. And you can see this actually slides on and off now. I don't have to do, didn't have to do the old heat cycle. All right, that's on, that's cool. That is seat. Oh, let me get this. Let me get this old one out. This old seal out real quick. I will be right back, and I'll pop in a new one. I am fat. Some would say svelte. But at any rate, popped it out. Popped out that old thing. They just drive out from the backside, just to pop it. So clean this up and get the new one in there. And even this thing's gunky. There's more of that gacked rubber in here, which I don't know why, but I mean, there is. And you can see this isn't cleaned. I wonder if this wheel got hot and just smoked it. Cool. All right, that's clean. New one. They're like any seal. Start them, tap them around to seat them. And 360, boop, flush. Unlike the last ones. So that's on. Button this thing up. Anyway, sorry, distracted. Gasket. Is that a stay? A ringy thingy? New seal. Give me a little. It's not like I'm at a lack of oil here, lube, if you will. It's in. Let me grab a wrench or a ratchet because I'm not a complete animal. just to start on them. Maybe. Just to start on them. All right. Don't worry, it's not cranked all the way to 11 billion. Just want to get it on there to seat it. So that I can put a Titan on it. Ding, ding, ding. Well, that's on, it's tight. That's done, and it shouldn't, hopefully, never leak again. Or not again, but, you know, leaks be coming back. Ugh, where'd that can of magic juice go? We'll end up doing this again. I mainly just wanted to get whatever crap was leaking out of it. When we do the brakes, we'll reflush everything and actually scrape some stuff or, you know, clean some stuff up. But let me knock out this other side real quick, and then we'll do some brakes. Hey, I'm gonna end this video here. With what we've done so far, I know we all have the attention span of a gnat, so I figure 35 minutes is probably what this is going to come out to as far as with editing and everything else. Who wants to see someone turn a bolt for 4.5 hours? I don't, but unfortunately I have to do it. So part 2, I guess we're going to have now will be actually putting the brakes on, doing a test drive, and seeing if the transmission sort itself out with its gear change, and also doing electronic conversion and some things under the hood of this thing. But with that said, like, subscribe, leave a comment, say words, don't know, do what you want. Anywho, thanks for watching. We'll have another video out shortly on wrapping this car up. Thanks.